Hello, people of YouTube. I got my beer, and I'm finally doing Mirage. You guys have been waiting a long time for it, been requesting it frequently. And I promised some dude, sorry I don't remember your name, I'm a little bit drunk, but I don't remember your name. But he requested it, and I told him I'd have it up in 48 hours or less. And I think I've got like 12 hours left. So, here we go. This is it. I'm going to start going A on the terrace side as usual. The three areas you want to focus on when coming from terrace side is jungle / connector, so around that general area. Then counter terraced stairs, so right there, and firebox and triple stack, so about right there. I'm going to show you a couple of smokes coming from both T ramp as well as palace. So let's get started. Alright, first, when coming from ramp, you've got a couple of throws. You come up to this wall, and this is for smoking out of jungle. You can aim right about here. There's a little metal pipe there, and that thing, just aim right at the center and just toss that bitch. That'll very nicely cover jungle as well as connector. It's pretty good smoke. And then you also have the option of coming up to this wall, crouching and aiming right slightly above the middle of the edge of this wall, so like right there probably. If you do that, that should smoke off the top of stairs right there, and that will allow your teammates coming from palace some cover as they get off their smokes or further approach into A as your team takes it over. Those are pretty much the two only useful smokes coming from ramp. You could also just very generically toss it out to block off a good portion of the middle as you approach, but it's generally it coming from ramp. When coming palace, you usually want to have 2 people go palace and 3 people go ramp. So that's the general split anyway. That's the most common one that I see. Assuming your teammates did not get off the smoke on stairs, you have the option of killing the guy, or you can jump over and get out of his view, and the guy coming from palace can also smoke it off by aiming right on that corner of this door right here. Run forward and throw, and that'll block off stairs as well. You also have the option to throw right below the left side of this A. Run forward and throw, and that will block off jungle. You can do a medium throw off the middle of this plank here, right in the notch. A medium throw, you know, both mouse clicks held down at the same time, and that will block off firebox and triple stack for your teammates who should be coming into A through ramp right now. And it leaves a gap so that the players coming from palace can kill this counter terrorist behind firebox. You can also do one coming through palace where you aim right in the middle of danger box right here, run forward throw, and that'll block off counter terrorist steps very nicely. So it's about it when coming coming A from the terrorist side. Those are the most useful smokes that I've been using. They're not complicated at all, very easy to do, high success rate, and it will greatly improve your team's chances of taking A, as opposed to if you just tried to go in there and take out all the counter terrorists without any cover from your smoke. So those are my tactics for A on the terrorist side. Alright, now I'm going to show mid to B, or mid to A, but I never really like to go mid to A. The only time I go mid to A is if my mid to B fails. Like if it turns out they stacked B, then I would switch over obviously to A, but these apply either way. Typically you want to rush to do this, but you'll rush in and jump into the middle of these boxes here. or behind them. You aim up to the where this window is, like right to the right of it, run forward and throw, and that will block off the middle window very, very well. I mean, they can't see anything. And then you want to block off right there in connector to give your team some coverage when you're crossing. I don't think I did that very well, no. I mean, you could easily get it much better, like aiming right here, stepping back further, and that will be much higher on the steps. Yes, and that way you cannot get sniped while you're running through. So your team just comes into B, try to get the guy who probably will be back there waiting to see if you guys come through apartments, and then if any of your teammates have a smoke left, they could smoke off right in here to give themselves some cover as they defend while your teammates plant the bomb. So, it's my mid to B. Alright. Next, we're going to show my tactics for going through apartments. I don't really like apartments. It's not too bad, but this guy who, if there's a guy sitting at van, you have to kill him. You have no choice but to kill him. If you use a smoke grenade, all it's going to do is delay the timer. So you have to take out the guy at van. Or, I mean, I guess you could smoke and hope that he goes away thinking you're rotating. But, I mean, it's not very likely to happen because if you were running away, they would hear you. And if you walk, I mean, that'd take forever. So just take the guy out. Take the guy out at van, and after you've done that, you can proceed with taking apartments. You want to come up to this area right here and aim to where you can see this bright side of this wall and just throw right there, anywhere on the wall really, but that will block off benches. So if there's a guy behind bench, he can't see you. And then you can also do a smoke for middle, and that way when your team comes into B, if anybody comes from middle, they'll be temporarily blinded. Your guy can start to plant, and if anyone has a smoke grenade left, they can smoke inside kitchen, come in here, and wait, and just defend the bomb that way. So it's fairly simple for taking apartments. Simple, but I still don't like it because I feel like my team always just gets slaughtered when we go apartments, but these smokes should help you ease the pain a little bit, make it a little bit easier for you if you decide to go this path. I'm pretty much done with the terrace side smokes. This is a terrace sided map, so shouldn't have too much trouble, especially with these smokes. If you have these smokes, you should be good to go as long as they don't have any smokes of their own to block off your paths, which obviously they typically do the very generic throws, you know, like blocking off apartments that way. But, you know, these are just a little bit extra to help you take over the map as a terrorist. Oh yeah. Just open another beer. Alright, we're on the counter-terrorist side. Gonna show A first, as always. The only two smokes you really need to worry about on the counter-terrorist side of A are blocking off ramp and balcony right outside of palace. Personally, I only block off ramp. I never worry about palace because if somebody on my team really cares, they can do that shit. I don't give a fuck. But when blocking off ramp, I always do a rushing throw. So come around this corner and aim for the bottom half of this box, and anywhere in the general area will do, and do a running jump throw. So it should look about like this. And that will very nicely block off ramp. Now you'll notice it hit that corner and very perfectly landed right there. That does not usually happen. So I'm going to say I have not practiced that a million times, and that is not what it looks like every time. But it generally blocks off T ramp very nicely, and then I just approach, you know, and wait to see if anyone comes out, pick them off. But that is the position I play, so that's my smoke for T ramp. Alright, now it is the person who goes jungle that is responsible for blocking off balcony of palace, at least on my team. I mean, it's much easier for the person who goes jungle to block off balcony, but they want to come in jungle like they normally would and aim for like right below the balcony on this corner here, run forward and jump, and that'll very nicely block off the exit of palace, and then he can just run upstairs as usual and wait. So that's for balcony and ramp right there. Alright, now for middle, typically the guy who is going middle will have an op or a scout or an automatic sniper rifle. So obviously, as a player playing mid, you do not want to throw any smoke grenades that will prevent you from being able to effectively snipe the enemy team. So there's not really any smokes for mid. However, let's say middle's being rushed by all 5 teammates of the terrorist side. He could call to his teammates who are in B, and they could pull up to mid on catwalk and just help defend. If necessary, obviously, you could throw a smoke down to further prevent a rush and kind of make the terrorists hold off a little bit while your teammates regroup. But beyond just like a smoke meant for just preventing them, like just throwing it on cat, there's not really anything you can smoke off in mid, or there's not anything you would want to smoke off in mid, because that sniper needs maximum visibility. So not really anything for mid, so I'm gonna just go ahead and move on to B. Alright, when coming B, obviously there's only really one smoke you need to worry about, and it's apartments to prevent a rush as usual. That's all that you can really do on the counter-terror side. You want to throw it through this side of the window, and typically you want to get it as far back into the building as possible. Not too far, I guess, not as far back, but you want to get it far enough back that they cannot see through either of the windows without exposing themselves outside of the smoke. That way they cannot, like, let's say you're a terrorist and you're in here, and the counter-terrorists just threw a smoke right here. You still have all this visibility, so your team could still pull up, do the smoke off this wall, and then jump through this window here, and then kill the guy at van, and your smoke right here would have done nothing as a counter-terrorist. And that is the reason you want to get the smoke decently far in the building, so that they can't throw their smoke through this window and they can't come through without exposing themselves. Beyond the apartment smoke as a counter-terrorist, I mean, you don't really need to smoke off catwalk. Usually 2 people will come B, and one of them will be at catwalk anyway, so you won't be smoking that off. So, that's about it. I've shown my tactics for terrorist side, my tactics for counter-terrorist side. So, yeah, I'm just going to ramble now as I drink my beer. I tried to make this a little bit shorter and go through the tactics faster while still giving sufficient information. I hope I succeeded in my goal. I don't know what I'm at right now. I think I've been recording for 16 minutes. Let's see. What else do I have to say? Not really much. I don't remember his name. I think I'll put him in an annotation. But the only reason you guys are getting this video so soon is because of this guy who commented on one of my videos, and I told him I would have the video for Mirage up within 48 hours, and this is me fulfilling that promise. Otherwise, you guys could have waited who knows how long, a week, 2 more weeks. So, thank him. I'll put him in an annotation. And for future videos, or for the next video anyway, go ahead and leave comments below, and whatever seems like the most popular map, I will do for the next Smoke video. So, if I see 20 comments for Nuke, I'll do Nuke. If I see 20 for Season, I'll do Season, which I would actually really love to do a Season video because it's my favorite map. It was Inferno, but then they ported over Season. I just had to do it. Or not ported, redesigned, I guess you would say. But anyway, thanks for watching, and like, comment. If you want to see more, subscribe. And in the future, if you want to get me to hurry up and make a goddamn video, because I've been slacking off and not doing anything for like 3 weeks, just bug me so much. And if you comment, I will reply. So if you comment and say, hey, listen here, fat ass, get off your ass and do something and make a video, then I'll probably make a video, just like this last guy. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to making another video. Probably.